Yo, what's up, Super Fun Force? It's Captain Gamesta, and I wouldn't be Captain Gamesta if I wasn't bringing you guys more games, whether it's video games, board games, RPGs, whatevs. I got it if it's super fun. All right, so I'm gonna quickly just go through the collection, let you guys know a little bit of my thoughts and why the games are definitely recommended. All right, let's take a look. All right, guys, welcome to my 3DS collection. Now, you know it's not like crazy out of control. I like to balance quantity with quality and be very selective. That is my philosophy when it comes to collecting. So with that being said, I could still possibly add more games to my collection in the future. No problem. But let's take a look at what I have right now because I still have plenty to play. And as you can see here, I'll start with my 3DS model. Those of you who recognize this will be intrigued to know that this is now on Nintendo. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is from an action RPG called Transistor. It came out years ago on Steam. And then what I was doing was I was just looking for custom stickers to decorate my 3DS with. I saw this sword, and I also looked at the game, and I was like, that looked pretty cool. I didn't really get too much stuff on Steam. I've only gotten a few games, like the Banner Saga, which also, lo and behold, is on Steam now, or excuse me, on the Nintendo Switch. So it's pretty cool to see this game also available on the Switch, so I'll do a Switch video in the future, and we'll talk about it more then. But I also got this Retro 3DS sticker here. I kind of combined this decal. There's also another portion you can do, but I also took off pieces of it, made my own like custom design here to match the transistor sword. But I did keep the interior of it. So as you can see here, it has like the retro down here, the red buttons. And this version here has the multicolored buttons here because, I'll show you this, I bought this Zelda case with the sword and shield stylus pens. And basically, I ended up picking up the gold Zelda version. So we'll take a look at other things that are in my collection. And check this out. Oh, this was a little bent right there. But I also still have these Zelda trading cards here that came out also, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This is a really cool set. I tried to collect as many as I could. I just basically bought random packs. There's some really great artwork in here. There's like that Ganondorf that I have. And also there's storyline information on the back to further remind you of the mythos and build it. Here's the actual link. We got like Fi, we got this beautiful Zelda from Skyward Sword. And basically, yeah, there's just a lot of awesome stuff in here from all the games up to about Breath of the Wild. Got some foils right there. Got a foil Ganon. And then, you can also combine and stuff. And it comes with either stickers and tattoos. I got this gold one here. So I'm really happy with what I had so far. For sure. Oh, and I got, Navi. I'm going to switch this off to a different case because, that corner one got bent there, unfortunately. But let's take a look here. So what I did was I also used to play with this for a bigger grip. This looks like this Dream Gear, which added a thick grip and also a nice rubbery feel, which is nice. But I'm okay with playing it like this again, being smaller and sleeker. So here it is. I got the, again, the gold version, the Hyrule. And, look at that. It's beautiful. Totally beautiful. So I'm keeping it in mint condition here. I still have the box, obviously, but I used to play with it like this, but I ended up buying a red one on eBay several years ago, and then I just swapped it myself. Somebody put the shell, like they had the parts for sale. Also bought this from Fry's, which, is probably not really a store you can easily go to nowadays. But basically, boom, you push it down. Isn't that awesome? It transforms. And I got a bunch of my games in here.
In here, I have a lot of the early Skylanders games. Shout out to Mikey. I got Dream Trigger. Cave Story 3D, really fun 2D old school game to beat. Project X Zone had a wonderful collaboration of characters from different licenses. Here is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate 4 Collector's Edition. This is the box. I just want to quickly put that in there. Let me also open it up. It's a blue treasure chest with a magnetic clasp. This is awesome. I'm keeping this in pristine condition. I haven't even opened up the Gormagala, who's my favorite villainous monster, so to speak. Comes with a cloth, a stand for him, a pin, and a lanyard. This was definitely really fun, and I'm thankful to be able to have it. And then as you can see here, I also have the Luffy One Piece red story in there too, Mind Gym. And these are all another great collection of games to have and play for sure.
And then just like so, it's almost like a Bakugan or something. And, you just kind of put it back like so. All right, let's take a look at the games now really quickly, guys. Boom. Here is A Link Between Worlds. It is a Nintendo Select version given to me by Mikey. So this is the Zelda Link Between Worlds, given to me by Mikey. I've always been wanting to play this. Last year I started a video on this. I just about beat the game. I got to revisit it, and I'll be doing a follow-up video on that. So far it's been fantastic. Codenames Team is another game I was playing late last year, early this year. Almost beat this game. I'm going to follow up with this. This is an interesting game. I think it's very underrated. When it came out, I think critics were very harsh. That seems to be the theme with a lot of 3DS games upon release. They're, I guess expecting way too much, or they're just being like overly critical. So a lot of these 3DS games, I think, tend to get like an unfair review. But in retrospect, when you look at the game for what it is, what platform it's on, and what it brings, the game is enjoyable. I think this might have had a little bit of some bugginess to it, but it's definitely been, playable for sure. And I enjoyed the steampunk superhero historical theme to it. You got Abraham Lincoln. You have a lot of characters known throughout U.S. history. But I really like the art style, cell shading, fun game. And here's a little Battler's experience. But essentially, it's kind of like Pokemon meets Armored Core. Armored Core was, again, a PlayStation game where you basically build custom mechs, go on missions, and also verse your friends. Very, very fun and addicting game. This is kind of a 3DS version of it. So I will be playing that soon. Here's Heroes of Ruin, an underrated hidden gem. I did a video on this, so if you want to find out more about it, check it out. Action RPG, multiplayer online, up to 4 players. So there's that. Miitopia. Next up, we got Miitopia, another fun action RPG. Haven't had a chance to get through this game, but I will beat it eventually. And it's really fun because, your family and your friends, you can make them into characters. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Luigi's Mansion. I'm a huge Luigi's Mansion fan. Before I stopped playing video games, when I was, playing like a lot of GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation, original PlayStation, this is one of the last games I beat. I had the Luigi's Mansion for GameCube. And of course, there is also another version on the Switch now. So I want to eventually play all of them and beat them all. The first one was a tremendously fun experience for sure. Monster Hunter Stories, beat this game. I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I know I haven't been doing stories lately. I want to get into that game. But this one was really fun. I know there's probably an expansion or a sequel for this now coming out on the Switch. But definitely play this if you can, if you're a fan of Monster Hunter Stories, or if you like this adventure where it's a little bit more like lighthearted and it's about the younger kids and not so much the violent or the more action RPG style of the main game. This one is more turn-based and it has an interesting battle system. So check this game out. It has definitely a fun story for sure. Bravely Default, a legend among 3DS and RPGs in general. So this game definitely allows you to do a lot of job customizations, somewhat like the Final Fantasy Tactics and other games where you switch classes to get different skills. But a tremendous epic story. The pre-made backgrounds are beautiful. I'm on the very last boss. The very last boss is insane. And I've seen people play and beat it. You definitely need to make a good strategy. You need to grind to get up in levels. I'm pretty high level with my party, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to tough out the final battle. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to see the ending. And if I decide not to beat it, I'll probably watch that online. But to play it through is definitely recommended. Let's go ahead and put this like this. All right, we have the Ocarina of Time. Had to have this for its classic nostalgia, but again, it's probably my favorite Zelda of all time. I did play this and own it on the original N64. Haven't yet played it here. I checked it out because I liked the 3D feature. So let me briefly touch on that. And I will say the 3D feature to me, although a gimmick, is absolutely necessary. It's what makes this system what it is. And again, I think people took it for granted, and maybe years back they'll see that, it was a cool idea and it's part of the enjoyment. I understand that maybe some people might not be able to play it because of the 3D-ishness of it, but if you can stand the 3D, then I definitely recommend playing it in 3D. It adds that extra layer of immersion and makes it cool, like in terms of playing something that's holographic or something like a virtual reality, in between. So we have Majora's Mask. So I beat this game too, another classic. I actually got it and beat it on 3DS. This was a game I ended up not being able to get on the N64. However, that's not a big deal because once again, I enjoyed it a lot more with updated graphics and in 3D. So I suggest anyone who's interested in Zelda, get these two games and beat them both. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Played this game a ton, and I wouldn't mind revisiting it because the world I created, my character, all my stuff is just super awesome. And of course, had a lot of memories playing this game in the multiplayer mode. Kappa is like my favorite character, and to be able to hear his singing and to go on the multiplayer island, I think is what also makes this game magical and charming. They still haven't made that island for the Switch version, which is why I haven't been playing as much. So come on, Nintendo, man. If you did it on the 3DS, bring it to the Switch. All right, we have Triforce Heroes, another hidden gem. A lot of people pass on this game, and it's pretty sad. You know, I don't know if people really liked the, what was it called? The Four Swords for Game Boy Color. But this is somewhat along the same lines. It's cool because you get different costumes for Link. And there's 3 different colors of him, basically, because you have to play this game with 3 players. That's the only caveat, I guess, that makes it, difficult. I was able to get my nephews to play with me for a while, and we made it to the last boss. If, by chance, they'll play with me again, we can beat this game. And it's been really fun. It combines, action RPG elements with puzzles and just kind of like mini games. To me, this is a tremendous success, a definitely underrated and hidden gem. And perhaps I'll be doing a video on that soon as well. Shovel Knight. Now, this became a cult classic. I also enjoyed playing this. I beat it, and I got the amiibo even. I'm a fan of the story. I like the simplistic, heroic character of Shovel Knight, the romance of him, trying to save his girl and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just, it's phenomenal. A simple game. This is kind of what started the retro revolution when this dropped, it being an indie game. And look at it, made it all the way to being like an official Nintendo recognized brand, for sure, and character. Now, I didn't play the other ones because although they expanded the world by letting you play as the villains and all that stuff, to me, just this game is what makes it worth it. I'm not really interested in the villains. I like fighting them. It's kind of like Mega Man and Metroid. And as much as the villains in, let's say, Mega Man are cool, I wouldn't really play games based on all of the villains, right? But I appreciate the fact that they were, original with that. But for me, the main thing to take away from this is Shovel Knight, for sure. All right, here's another game I played the schmackerdackers out of. Monster Hunter Generations, probably my favorite Monster Hunter game of all time. Enough said. Combines all the cool anime feel with the seriousness. Has that really good balance of being colorful, fun, and cheeky. Ultra moves, super moves, all these awesome weapons. This is the Monster Hunter game of all Monster Hunter games, and forever will be. Then I also adapted it into, obviously, the Nintendo Switch when it came out on that, and enjoyed it even more. But this one still holds a special place because of its being, again, 3D. And I took this with me a lot of places, just slipped it in my pocket or my coat, easily in a backpack with my case and stuff. So this spent a lot of time with me for sure. Code of Princess, great game. I definitely beat this, and I like the fact that it reminded me of Guardian Heroes. The 2D art style is beautiful, kind of has a Street Fighter style feel to it, along with action RPG elements, as well as those old school arcade games like D&D. What was it? Shadows of Mystara, the Chronicles of the Tower of Doom, or something, and what else? The King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. The X-Men and Avengers games. Really, really fun game. I think it is 2 players. Let me double check. I beat this game solo, but it is co-op versus 2 to 4 players. Hopefully other people I know will get this game again, and I'll definitely revisit it. Here's another awesome hidden gem. Tremendous, I'm a huge, tremendous fan of the River City series. Beat this game. This also comes with boom! River City Tokyo Rumble. Incredible game. Tremendous. I'm a tremendous fan of this game. This game is awesome, and I beat this game and enjoyed it. It says here download 2 to 4 to players. The thing is, you can't play the campaign or the main story like you could the NES game with a friend. Rather, they have a dodgeball game in here as well, and that's the game you can play with multiplayers. That's the only drawback to this, but again, I did enjoy beating this by myself. Great mix of balance, difficulty, challenge, and just such an incredible game, guys. Get this and enjoy. Fire Emblem Awakening. I also beat this game. This is a wonderful, foray into the world of Fire Emblem. I know it came out and was very popular on the GBA Advance and all that stuff. But great story here. This also introduces Chrom, who's been one of my favorite characters. I played him a lot in Smash, and as well as the main character. I really enjoy how you can create the main character to be whatever character you want. So I did create a character kind of based on me and how I would see myself in this RPG world. So tremendous game. The tactics are there. You can play it on different varying difficulty levels. You can play through it to enjoy the story. Or if you really want a tactical challenge, you want to play it on a high level of chess or something, you can turn the difficulty all the way up. All in all, fantastic story with nice twists and turns, awesome cast. And you can do so much, right? You can obviously have your characters become couples, have relationships, which affects how they fight in battle. And then, of course, they can have, marriages and offspring and, kids that will turn into characters. I mean, it's just such an epic game. And we'll end the physical games here off with Super Mario 3D Land. This is like the best Super Mario portable, and also one of the ways that, coming from the N64 version, which totally changed my world of video games, this was similar. Not as epic, but still incredible and super fun in 3D. I like the cat suit and everything, and the new stuff they added, and it just was such a blast. I just had to play this all the way through and beat it right away. So right now I have a Link Between Worlds in there. Okay, of course I got Mario Kart 7. Played this game a lot too. Street Fighter, this was awesome because there's different modes you can play this in, like a first-person mode, and really fun. SteamWorld Heist, beat this game too. This is another underrated classic, I think, but it's part of a big franchise. And of course, the Phoenix Wrights, played those on DS. Got to have those. Kirby Fighters, a free game. I did a video on this, guys. Definitely check this game out too, Hidden Gem. Beat this. This was very intense. This is kind of a cult classic on its own. It's a survival game, kind of like a visual novel RPG where you're trying to solve this mystery and stuff like that. This was really fun. Castle Conquer Defense. It's like a simple, old school RTS game. Really liked it. Kind of like Ninja Town. Ninja Town was a game I also liked on the old DS. Air Race Xeno. This is super fun. Hovercrafts going through like Super F-Zero fast tunnels. Gunman Clive. Another fun little simple 2D kind of Mario NES style game, except you're a cowboy and I like westerns. There's a sequel. And let's see what else here. I've also talked about, we'll probably see it over here. Badge Arcade. I've done videos on Badge Arcade. Kirby Clash Deluxe, another free game. There's Monster Hunter Ultimate 3, another awesome game. The data transfer, so you can play this game between consoles. Boom, another awesome, incredible game. Zen Pinball, I recommend these two. These are really fun, and I like them in 3D. They have them on Switch and stuff like that, but I really like having the 3D option, so I haven't gotten it for anything else. River City, and here's the Knights of Justice one. I'm playing through this as well. They take the River City theme and world, but they transport it back in time to wizards and warlords and all kinds of cool magical items, and it's just an incredible RPG in its own right. Here's the Marvel 3D demo. Probably going to buy this. But there you guys go. That's what I have on my 3DS in my collection. And I will definitely be doing videos on individual games in the future, especially if you guys start asking about them. As I get more viewers, hopefully I can do like individual videos. But I just want to set things off and let you guys know that the 3DS still lives on. And actually, after this, I'm going to crack open some pinball games, beat Zelda, and probably take a look at some more titles to beat. I definitely want to get through Codename Steam. All right, Super Fun Force, thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite 3DS games are, what you think I should be getting and checking out, and definitely